Should 40 points in a game by an offense be enough to win a game?
One more point than the opponent should be enough to win the game, regardless of the situation. We know where we are now as a team. So our offense understands that, our team understands that, and you know, our job is to win or lose as a football team. So if you're deficient in one area, you understand that as a coach. You try to get that area better, but you're also, your goal is to win the game no matter what. Just like if we were deficient on offense, then it would be our defense's job to be 1 point less than whatever we could score.
There's also an argument that the game has changed so much that it's really not out of the realm of possibility that these games are now in the 50s and 40s with both sides scoring. Do you see that? Or
I worry about us and, you know, how we do things and what we have to do to try to win every Saturday. And if we're part of that, and we're part of that, it seems like we are. The overall part of football is, you know, I've been a part of that as a coach for the last 10 years, scoring a lot of points. So whether it was here, whether it was at Houston, whether it was at Oklahoma. So, you know, whether that's, I don't know if that's just a generality. I just know, you know, how we approach things.
Go to the far right, Dave, and then Homer.
Coach, is Mike Evans the best non-quarterback in college football?
I don't know that I know that he's a really good player. And I think you can go back to two-a-days during fall camp. I believe I said he was one of the better players in the country before the season even started. And so I'll stick with that, you know. And I don't think it's hard to argue that based on his performance and his consistency in performance over the last, you know, 7 games. And, you know, even back to last year. So, you know, he's improved from a year ago, and, you know, from a numbers standpoint. And how he's approached the game, even without the ball in his hands, I don't think you know, it's hard to argue he's not one of the better players in the country.
Homer, and then we'll go up to the top, Kevin.
Coach, in talking to a lot of your players, they call you a player's coach. What does that mean? What does a player's coach mean in your mind?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's just, I only know one way to do things. And you know, you try to be honest with your guys. You try to be who you are. I think young people are hard to fool. And I think you need to be yourself. Because if you're not yourself, then in times of turmoil or times where you know, there's undue pressure, the real you's coming out, and if that's something that they haven't seen, it can scare a lot of people, and we all know folks like that. So, you know, I think, you know, we've got a great, our coaches do a great job of communicating with our players. I try to do that. I think, you know, from that standpoint, players know where I stand with our team all the time. We don't play mind games. You know, I'm really honest with them sometimes, brutally honest with them. Not necessarily with you guys, but with them I am. And because of that, I think they know where it is, where they stand. And I think that alleviates a lot of problems. And because of that communication, I think you're able to really move forward without a hidden agenda. And I think that builds trust with those young guys, because once you lose that, you lose it. And you might not ever get it back.
Challenge has been since you've been here to build up on your defense?
You know, I don't know if it's it's part of it. You know what's coming. So I think you can see the philosophy just based on, you know, who we signed last year and where we are with commitments. So, you know, it's every program has its challenges. You know, you don't you know, when there's a change made, usually you don't walk into a situation that's perfect. And you understand that, and you have to have a plan for what deficiencies are there. You have to have a plan for early in the process accentuating the positive, because I think you owe it to the guys when you first get there to not throw them away and actually try to help them win, because the guys that got here, like the guys last year, they didn't sign up for me. I said that a bunch. What we wanted to do was not move on and give those guys a chance to be successful, and you continue to do that. And your job as a coach is to try to get the most out of everybody you can, regardless of what year it is. I think, because there are no more 5-year plans. The guys with 5-year plans usually don't make it to year 3 in my position. So there's not a lot of patience out there for that, and that's understandable. But you've got to balance that with trying to build depth, trying to win, and the key to that is who can play now, who needs to redshirt, and then really the depth plays a factor into that. Some guys are forced out there that could use the year, can play, but could use the year. And in some places we've been able to do that. Obviously, in some places we haven't.